Hello folks, thank you for joining me. Here we are. I'm here in the studio, and what I'm doing is I'm making some throwing sticks, and I've got a number made here in front of me. These are throwing sticks that we use for, you know, going in at the bottom of a pot, and I can also use it as a rib. Very useful stick. You know, some of the more commercial ones that you see are rather too pointed, and also they can be too thick. The actual thickness is not good, I don't think. This is nice and light. It floats, and it hasn't got that sharp angle. It's just got a 45-degree angle on it. So at the moment I've got a bunch of these here that I'm in the process of sandpapering, and I give them a once over with the sandpaper, so they're nicely smooth. I sandpaper the sides of them as well. And when they're finished, these ones I'm going to be offering them up for sale. So if you feel you're in need of a better tool for throwing, for your throwing, and it's very important, you know, I think it's very important, I think, to have a good throwing stick, and I'll tell you why. Because it enables you, here's one of my brother Johnny's pots, but it enables you to finish the pot properly at the base, and it results in you having to do less trimming, so it speeds up your production, and you can also use it along the side of the pot to clean away the slurry off the side of the pot. In fact, I've got somewhere here. Let's have a look. Somebody was having difficulty lifting their pot off the wheel. You know what it's like when you've thrown a pot on the wheel, and you want to get the pot off the wheel. Now some people, well, they lift the whole bat, don't they, off the wheel, put it on the side. Then they have to get another bat, put it down on the wheel, bang it down, another lump of clay, and they throw it. So each pot has to have its own bat. That is a very slow, cumbersome way of working. And so somebody asked me if I could tell them how they could better lift their pot off the wheel. So I wrote back to them, and after I'd written back to them, I thought, oh yeah, maybe it'd be useful to copy that. So I copied it and pasted it, you know, made and printed this little thing out. So I'll read it to you just for your interest. It's entitled, "Here are a few general tips for lifting a pot off the wheel." 1. Cut the pot off, making sure no water gets in under as you do. So in other words, when you're going to cut your pot off the wheel, sometimes it's best just, and I use my throwing stick for this, just to clean the water off the wheel before I cut it off. So, because if you drag that water in underneath, it can cause it to stick down. Some people think differently about that. Some people think, well, the water, if you drag in water, it'll help it come off the wheel. Well, that depends. So that was number one. Number two, before lifting off, clean off the slurry off the side of the pot. So that's what this stick is for. It cleans off the slurry. Three, clean the slurry off your hands on an old towel. So you want to wipe, give your hands a wipe. Alright. If it is a cylinder, clasp it with both hands using your palms. So you use the palm of the hands to clasp the pot, to lift it off. 4. Narrow-footed bowls, use index and second finger like a V sign and get in underneath and lift off. And I put in brackets, leave some thickness at the base for trimming away any indentation. Sometimes if it's, you've got to push in a bit, you can leave it a bit indented, you know, around the bottom. 6. Generally what we want to avoid is undue distortion of the, especially the rim of the pot. You don't want it to distort too much. And sometimes you can put a little bit of newspaper on the top of the pot, which stops the air escaping and enables you to lift the pot off. 7. If the pot is still reluctant to come off, don't be afraid to cut it one more time with the wire. Alright, so I got some copies of these, but yeah, so that's for people who come here and we do some work. We have a workshop. We just had a workshop actually this weekend just gone by. We had Paul from Watkins Glen, and we had Gloria. She came from Virginia way. So yeah. Anyway, so these sticks, I think are good, and I think people should. I don't have to have my stick, but have a good throwing stick. These are good. And what I'm going to do, which you're going to see in a moment, is, in fact, I'm going to be making some more of these guys. Hakami brushes. So I've got to dismember this corn broom. In a moment. I'm not going to do that now, but I've got to do that. And I use these zip ties, and we're going to bunch them together, hold them tight. That's the handle part. And right now what I've got to do is, let's just bring the camera down for a little bit of close-up detail. What I've got to do here is, as you can see, I've got there just off to the right my wood burner. What we do is take one of these guys. Once I'm happy that it's nice and smooth, and then what I do is, alright, keep practicing on it. So Keep on spelling. Keep practicing wrong, I write keep practing. I leave out the C, the last C. Keep practicing. And then on the other side, I put my logo. Just put my logo there. So, dee, 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 dee. I just bought this wood burning type of engraver, and I have to say it is brilliant. I used to use an electrician's soldering iron, but it just didn't have the heat. Keep practicing. Whereas this thing, there's no stopping this thing. This is just. So, there we go. Proper job. Proper job. Now, if you're interested in one of these for yourself, what I need to do, of course, is put it on the website, which is SimonLeachPottery.com. If you go there, to the website, we don't have them there at the moment, but we will do. If you do happen to go there and you don't see it, but you still want one, just write to me. At simon.leach6@gmail.com if you would like one of these throwing sticks. I'm selling them for $10, and I'm hoping that the shipping isn't going to be very much at all, because they're quite light, so I should be able to just get them into an envelope. But I don't know if they'll end up being $11, but if you're interested in one, just write to me. And we'll get one sent out to you. Keep practicing. I think it'll help you, you know, if you're, it might help you, if you look at some of my video clips, I do sort of talk a little bit about the use of using a throwing stick to as it were, you know, really get, I talk about going down to the root of the pot, don't I? And you can almost wet trim the pot with this at the base and get that all important 45-degree bevel in at the base. So I think you'll find them a helpful addition to your toolkit. Well, I'm off down to Virginia Beach this weekend. to do a workshop. Keep practicing. Yeah, to do a keep practicing workshop down in Virginia Beach, down at the Old Dominion University. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some. Maybe we'll get some clips. Here we are. Keep practicing. Okay, everybody. Well, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not on the wheel. I'm doing something different. But you know, being a potter does involve doing a lot of different things. That's one of the nice things about being a potter is it's such a varied occupation, isn't it? Makes it fun, and one isn't bored. At least one shouldn't be. Okay, Simon Leach says, keep practicing. We'll see you soon. Bye bye now. Da, dee, da, da.